Ah, is this me? I can't tell.
Yo! We're here, and we're awoken.
And we're outspoken.
Yeah. You clicked on the fucking album review, and it's a Blind Guardian with Beyond the Red Mirror.
No, it's not. The mirror?
The
red mirror.
The Red Mirror. Before we get started, we're changing some shit. We gotta skid you. So Tuesday through Thursday is going to be reviews of anything, and Friday or Saturday it's going to be a discussion or a list or something cool, and Sunday is going to be the weekly breakdown. Look forward to it.
The only thing I'll note is that most likely, if it's really big news, or probably TV or movie reviews. Other than that, those might go outside that schedule. Other than that, that's what we're sticking to.
Because we're too fucking weird with when we upload shit.
Yeah.
So we decided this is how it's gonna go. And it forces us to do some shit we've been talking about doing forever. And we're gonna fucking do it.
We're gonna do it.
We're gonna do it. Like the discographies, I'm almost done. Live and Just Breathing just went up, so just fucking watch it. Whatever. Anyways, moving on. Blind Guardian. This is their 10th studio record. This is their first since 2010's At the Edge of Time. I have it right here.
Yeah.
Look at these album arts. They're fucking incredible. It's like a vagina.
It's like a starburst type of vagina.
Yeah. Whatever. God, we're 2 minutes into this. We barely even said anything. So yeah, I mean, Blind Guardian, if you don't know them, they're a very iconic, very legendary power metal band. They're huge. They're from Germany. They started out as a speed metal band back in the late 80s and early 90s, and they've just evolved into this huge ass, over the top power metal band. So yeah, it's their first album in a while. And what you got, Bert?
Just a quick note. I mean, this album is a sequel concept album to 1995's Imaginations from
the Other Side.
Yeah, that one. So, they're the same basic story, same kind of theme. But,
Good job.
this was, basically the first Blind Guardian album that I really sat down and listened to. I've listened to songs, and well, that's not true. I did, listen to Nightfall in Middle Earth. Which I like because it was based off of Tolkien. But this was like the first one that I sat through, and boy, is it an album to sit through. It's an hour and 10 minutes long.
It's a long album.
It's long. It's kind of a little bit too much to do in one sitting. But I mean, the album itself, like musically, the writing wise, I like how they have a nice combination between the very almost sometimes speed metal and power metal-esque stuff mixed with the over the top orchestrations that this band is known for a lot more. It's all very big and boisterous and over the top, and that's kind of been their signature sound, especially with a lot of their later albums. And there's a lot of really good tracks from this album. The Ninth Wave intro track is an awesome intro. And then the chorus is, power metal. I mean,
so good.
Twilight of the Gods is a pretty good song. It's okay. I mean, I kind of don't have an opinion one way or the other with that song. But then I had a couple songs down that I really liked from this album. Like, I really liked At the Edge of Time. It was a really cool song, and specifically I really liked the solo in that song. That solo was awesome, in my opinion. It just, that that one grabbed me. Then I also have other good songs, whereas Ashes of Eternity and Distant Memories, and I don't have it listed down here because I didn't get the opportunity to while I was writing down notes. The Holy Grail is also another really, really good song. I like how that song just kind of busts in, and it's like, oh, okay. It's kind of has like a little bit of the crunch that this album kind of doesn't have, but I'll get to that in a second. It sucks that Distant Memories isn't on the CD. Like, you know, it's a special edition, it's a bonus track, because that's honestly my favorite song from the entire album. That song is so good. It's really, really good. And it's ballad, and so it just sucks that, again, you either have to go online or, you know, buy the special edition, which I hear is expensive. So, but now I'm going to get to some of the shortcomings I feel with this album, which is I really like the vocals of this album, but sometimes it's a little much, especially with the overdubbing and layer after layer after layer of vocal tracks. Sometimes it just doesn't meld well with the rest of the music. You know, I think when we were listening to it in the car a second ago, Tyler said, "Yeah, the when the vocals come in, it's all the vocal tracks. It kind of drowns everything else out." Which, when I first listened to this album, I listened to it on YouTube because I'm a punk bitch and I don't, you know, and I
punk bitch.
But so maybe that had something to do with it. But I thought the mix was just really weird, and even listening to it, you know, on like the CD and stuff like that, the mix just still seems really weird. It seems unbalanced at times, where it'll seem like 1 second from most of the album, the orchestration's really, really loud, and it's like the prominent thing, and the guitars are kind of in the background, and you can pick them out. It's not as bad as like let's say Time One, where you really can't pick them out, but they're there. And then other times it'll switch, like just kind of at the start of one riff, and then the guitar will be really loud, and it's not like the volumes aren't set; they keep fluctuating like greatly, and I just thought that was weird, and I feel like some of the songs are kind of hindered by this messed up mixing. Like Twilight of the Gods, that's my main reason why I think that song is just okay. I think the mix could be a lot better with that song.
You guys remember that band, Hinder?
Yeah. But yeah, like I like that's a good song. Like musically and like writing wise, that's a great song. But the mix just I don't know. I don't like it. And I mean, they do really like Distant Memories is mixed very well, I thought. But then like at times it doesn't. I don't know. It's just like this. All of a sudden something will get really loud, and I'm like, why? I mean, that's just like really my only gripe is the production. And then sometimes, again, the complexities gets a little much, especially when you're getting towards the end of the album. The end of the album, at least to me, seemed to drag on for a long period of time. But I mean, that's what Blind Guardian does. I don't know why I expected anything else. But it's like, I don't know. The ending of the album, you know, I don't know, because what was it? Which track? I think it is the Holy Grail. That's like 10 minutes long, and it's like. Which one is it that's 10 minutes long? I know one.
The last one, Grand Parade.
There's another one like before that that's 10 minutes long. I thought. Maybe I'm wrong. Well, no, the Throne. The Throne is almost 8 minutes. That's the one I was thinking of. I just rounded up when I was looking at the times, because again, it's YouTube. But like, you know, you put the long songs like in the middle and at the beginning, the epic stuff, and then you kind of try to end the album concisely. At least that's what I feel with most albums. And so then, the end of this album just dragged on a little bit to me. But that's just my opinion. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on this album.
Blind Guardian is a band I've been wanting to talk about on this channel for a really long time in like great detail, because they are a very interesting band to me. I really, really enjoy listening to this band, but I don't know. I wish Blind Guardian still sounded like this. You know? And, you know, I listened to their more speed metal stuff, or even when they started to get even more, grander with their sound, like Imaginations from the Other Side or Somewhere Far Beyond. And I'm still like, it was still so straightforward to me, and it wasn't overly complex, and the song still felt kind of progressive, but they, it was still kind of,
You just had
just
that special
nice.
thing.
It was beautiful. And now I feel they're almost a little too over the top. And I really thoroughly enjoyed At the Edge of Time from 2010. I thought it was really good because of the songwriting. I thought the production was a little bit more in your face than this album. And there's just some really solid songs on there. And, I know a lot of people like it, but I personally don't really dig the record of Twisted Myth. And that's the album where I really felt like they just went way over the top with their sound. Sometimes it's really cool, but not every other vocal track needs harmonized by 10 people, in my opinion. And sometimes it really works, sometimes it just doesn't. And that's where I think this album goes a little bit wrong. I know it's Blind Guardian. I know it's their signature sound, and I know that this is just my opinion, but towards the end of the album, it just kind of,
Was a little much.
it beats you down a little bit, and it starts to sound a little bit samey as well. And I thought a Twisted Myth had, God, I literally mixed two. No, I didn't. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Disregard all last 10 seconds of that. At the Edge of Time, that's the album I was thinking of, had very good riffage. And I think there are some good riffs on here, but I think that the guitar parts that stick out the most to me are the leads and the melodies. Like in Twilight of the Gods, very fucking catchy lead over top of that'll get stuck in your head. And I felt most of the tracks on here were a little bit more just mid-tempo most of the time. And I'll be honest with you, the first time I listened to this album, I completely dozed the fuck out. And I was just like, what song am I on? And I was towards the end of the album, I'm like, holy shit. And I don't know, it's just something with this record isn't clicking with me all the time. I agree with Keith too. The production seems just kind of odd at times. Sometimes it sounds really good. Sometimes it's just these vocals are just like overbearing, and it's like, holy shit, bro. And we listened to this album, then we went back and we're like, let's listen to a couple old things just, for more reference, so it's more fresh when we do this. And we put on At the Edge of Time, and it's like right away, like, that guitar just sounds so much more thick and just fucking badass when Sacred World starts. And here it's more clean, I feel. And I'm not knocking this band's talent. I feel that this band is one of the biggest metal bands that nobody talks about. Or at least I see. There's just not a whole lot of people that are like Blind Guardian all the time. I know the people that listen to them, but yet this band is huge. And I mean, they've just written so many good records, and that's the thing about this album, is I don't know if it really, in my opinion, fits in with a lot of their really great records. I'm not, like I said before though, I'm not knocking this band's talent. This band's talent is off the charts. Hansi Kirsch, or I hope I said that right. I'm not German. I don't know German. He is one of the most talented, just mindfuck, amazing vocalists in all of metal. I mean, just his voice and his range and, his unique sound is incredible, and he sounds really good on here. It's just the only thing I'm saying with the vocals is when every other fucking line is harmonized with 10 fucking people. It's like, that doesn't need to happen, man. That's why I like Imaginations from the Other Side. It was more straightforward. There was that harmonization like that, but it just wasn't like constant, in my opinion. guitar-wise, fuck, Andre and Marcus. I think it's Marcus. Marcus. They're incredible guitar players, and that's one thing that's kind of strange about Blind Guardian is I feel they don't really have a lot of times something that would just jump out to you as a truly dedicated solo. Yet there's just these like random cool guitar parts that are going on all the time, and you know their interplay with the guitar work is just fantastic. And one thing I always thought Blind Guardian is really good at is their transitions from part to part. Their songs are extremely complex, and there's a lot of moving parts. It's just a roller coaster ride with every single song, and you know their transition from one part to the next, I always feel is smooth. Nothing feels forced. It just feels very natural all the time, and I think that's awesome. It shows that they really think about a lot of their songs and what they're doing. And you know, too, when this band has it going with like a chorus or something, they're one of the top dogs in power metal, in my opinion. I listen to the Ninth Wave, man. That chorus is incredible, and when they have moments like that, you just go yes. Or you know, Sacred Worlds off of At the Edge of Time, or you know, the Holy Grail off of this record. You know, they really have those moments where you just go, this is fucking awesome, and that happens on here. I just think the vocals are a little bit overbearing at times, and the production is just odd at times, in my opinion. Other than that, I do think this is a pretty decent album. I would recommend many more Blind Guardian records ahead of this. I know we might have the less popular opinion on this album, but you know, I really do like Blind Guardian. They're like the fucking, you know, I don't know what the fuck to say. Like opera of metal. It's crazy. I mean, and they tell all these crazy stories in all their fucking records. This band is special, man, and that's what I'm saying. I just wish that they would dial back their just over the top and just complexity and, you know, make things more simple. You know, I miss songs like Travelers in Time or Majesty, or Follow the Blind, stuff like that. Yeah, that's just my opinion. But, I mean, I don't think this is a bad album. I feel if you are a Blind Guardian fan, there will be shit that you really enjoy on here. I don't think it's a bad album, like I said. It's just, it's got a couple things that I think could have been way better. But yeah. Till 4 or 5 more years to the next one. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know why Distant Memories is not on the fucking CD.
That's
like when you listen to it, yeah, like when you listen to it, like on Spotify, for example, it's dead in the middle of the record. It's like, what the fuck, man? You make no sense. Yeah. So yeah, Keith was Mr. Official with his notes on his fucking Wienermobile.
In case anybody says that I don't talk enough, I had notes.
He actually had porn up on his fucking computer when we were doing that.
Yeah, see, you can see my hand. I'll add one thing about the vocal stuff, because I didn't mention it before. I know a lot of people say, you know, that's influenced by Queen, because, you know, when you talk about vocal overlays, Queen's the band to think of. I mean, you know, Freddie Mercury did that in like every Queen song. But when they do it, because, like, if you do it the way Blind Guardian does it, I agree. You only do it every once in a while. Whereas if you're going to try to have it be there a lot, it has to be a little more subtle. I'm not saying make it subtle, but, like, again, it doesn't have to be, like, boom, vocal harmony. It's got to be, oh, that's cool. There's a nice little harmony there. You know, that's cool. But like you said on this album, it's just like, and it just punches you, like, hey, 10 tracks. There you go. I'm like, all right. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
Mm-hmm. The musicianship is pretty top-notch.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it takes a lot of time to write these songs. I'm sure it takes a lot of money to make this album.
They had 3
With the
orchestras of like
orchestras
90 pieces each, and then
Yeah.
2 choirs
Yeah.
singing.
I mean, it's pretty
Like,
crazy.
Jesus.
So, we're just 2 assholes on YouTube talking shit.
Who think we have an opinion. Actually, well, everybody has an opinion, but we think we have an opinion that matters.
Maybe some people we do.
Yeah, hopefully. I would hope so.
I don't know. Stay tuned for some shit when you give this album.
I give it a 7 out of 10. It's a solid C album, in my opinion.
C cup.
C cup.
7.5 out of 10 for me. Just listen to it. I'm not the final verdict. You're the final verdict in the end. So just listen to it. Listen to fucking music.
Yeah.